Man, hey, that's what a lot of these kids don't understand, man. You got D2 facilities that
What?
some of them are a lot better than some lower level D1s.
Dog, they
A
look like
lot better.
don't they look like suburban private colleges? Like
Yes,
that's how they
yes,
look. I mean, ugh.
and they're expensive. So my thing is, if they're giving you an opportunity to come attend their school,
What?
that must mean they see something in you. They're giving you this money, so you got to go
Absolutely.
embrace that and make the most of it.
Hey, Will, I
Absolutely.
want to ask you this perfect example of how we talking about that. How did your sons view Houston Baptist University and they talent coming from your loins?
Let me tell you something, man. I told them free money is great money. That's the reality. And at the end of the day, it was always about, listen, man, I need you to be able to go out here and get your mind right, get your life right, get this opportunity because mom and dad can't take care of you the rest of your life.
Right.
So we've always kept that perspective in them. But I hear what you're saying, Scotty, because the reality is that, you know, even what we're talking about, hoop dreams, it's hard to separate the two when you're young because
Right.
all you hear is the promise. All you
Right.
hear about is the future. And then,
Right.
and this leads into my question. Now, that's relating to everything we're talking about. You hear, are we putting too much hope in kids, especially when we tell them, hey, man, if you just work hard, the rest is going to work itself out.
Right.
In a lot of ways, sometimes I feel like, man, we're setting kids up sometimes when we say that because you can work extremely hard
Right?
and it still not work out. What's your
Right.
take on that?
Right?
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. You know, I think we can't just give them a blank canvas. You know, it's kind of like that old cliche. Well, he's 18 years old now. It's time for him to get out and figure it out. Well, not if he's not prepared. You know,
Yep.
if he's not prepared, he gonna be back when he's 19. He gonna be back when he's 20 at some point. So if you're gonna send him out, you got to at least send him out with some preparation. And
Yep.
so I think it's the same thing. Like some of my kids, I know they don't like it when I say everybody's not gonna play Division One. Everybody's not gonna play college ball. That's not popular. Nobody wants to hear that. Most coaches don't want to say that because it's like, oh man, you killing the kid's dreams. No, if he's good enough and the opportunity meets the work, then hey, it may happen. But there are no guarantees
Right.
that
Yep.
because he works, it's going to happen. I think that's the part that's being left out. There are no guarantees in anything. I mean, you can work your butt off in business and the business still go bankrupt. You can work your butt off in, you know, starting a little car wash detail and it go belly up. I mean, you can open up a restaurant. Anything can not go as planned.
Yep.
And I think that's the biggest thing is when I use myself as an example, and I try to share this with my parents and my kids. So I got a daughter, right? I got a daughter and a son. My son's 28, my daughter's 18. My daughter's is an athlete. Like she ran track, played basketball. Track was her first sport. Basketball was second. Well, her last middle school game, her biggest deal because she can jump. And so I was like, hey, sweetheart, I want you to get me 20 rebounds. Just get Dad 20 rebounds. I don't care if you don't score a basket. Just get Dad 20 rebounds. Yes, sir. She goes out. She has 22 points, 24 rebounds. And by the time we get in my truck and get home, she says, hey, Dad, I don't want to tell you this right now, but I just think you need to know I don't really want to play basketball anymore. Now, as a dad, that punched me in my gut. I'm like, oh, like, really? You want to tell me this right now? Like, I'm on a high. Like, let me ride high. And I think what happens is parents want that. They want that high to ride that out. And when it's not that, it's you didn't do this, you didn't do that. But I said all that to say this. After I got to take a couple of days, think about it. Make sure
Right.
this is what you want to do because when you give it up, most people never return to something that they give up. I said,
Yep.
so think about it. Well, she thought about it. She came back. She said, Dad, I don't want to play. Okay, sweetie. She comes back a few days later. I don't want to run track anymore either. Okay, so what are we going to do? Anything? I want to play volleyball. Volleyball. Nobody in my family's played volleyball. We don't know anything about volleyball. Fast forward, 4 years into volleyball. She is at North Carolina as an early enrollee right now on a full ride volleyball scholarship.
Much love,
Now-
much love.
What?
Now, all I did was keep her in the arena, training, working, getting to work, but never, you got to do this, you got to do that, and this is going to happen for you because, number one, nobody in my family's ever played volleyball, so we really can't speak on it. And number two, I just want her to be happy doing what it is she's doing. That's her deal. It's not my deal.
Right.
I just want to encourage her and keep her in the right position to do it. And I think what happens is some of our parents, we live through our kids. There's a difference between living with them and versus living for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let me throw this one at you too, man.
She willed that.
Oh, no doubt. But let me throw this at you because this is a follow-up to that, to what you're saying. Being a coach, being a former athlete, do you think there is a certain time you tell athletes that this might not be for you?
Right. I think it is. I think it's a shaky ground, especially if it's still games to be played in competition because certain kids, now they take you literal and they think you may be hating on their dream for real, especially if you don't have the support of the home.
Yeah.
I think it varies by kid. I think it probably also varies by team and varies by the relationship between the player and the coach. But I think there are some real conversations that need to be had where you can tell a kid, hey, this is what you have to do to put yourself in a position for the opportunity. That's the way I try to explain it to my kids. You got to do these things to put you in position. There is no guarantee still. But if you put yourself in position, then at least I can even fight for you. I can pick up the phone and say, hey, man, the kid's done everything I asked him to do. He's going to class. He's knocking out his work. He's working his butt off in practice. But if I don't feel comfortable saying those things, then it's up to me to try to convey that message to you in a way to where you can receive it as the player and be able to go out there and act upon it.
Yeah, we in a world now, man. We some old punk ass parents and people in society. We just can't tell a kid, hey man, you garbage, dog. You know, when I was coming up and I was trying to be good, I had people out on this court like, he ain't shit. He can't do it. You ain't gonna be shit. I mean, why I can't? How they gave it to me? I'm like Isaiah Thomas. Like, why when we get beat up? We can't do it. We can't beat you back up. So why can't I let you? Hey, parent, your kid is not right now. Go work somewhere else. He's not gonna be able to make my team. That's it.
Right.
Truth hurts.
Yeah, the truth hurts. That's for sure. You know, I agree now. I mean, I think a lot of it is we all want our kids to have so much more than we did, and I think as parents, we put that pressure on ourselves not only to give them things, but to deliver information and be a lot less forward when giving it. I'm the opposite. You know, my daughter's 18. I give it to her the same way I give it to my boy that's 28. Now, it may be some different verbiage because it's male, female, but I'm still gonna give it to you real because I want you to hear it. I know if I'm, hey, little Johnny, that might not be received, especially if at home that ain't what's happening. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm trying to get straight to the point. I'm going to reach you where you at. If I got to say it all nicely, I'm going to say it nicely, if you're getting it.
Right.
Now, if you're not getting it, I'm going to change it. But if I know you a dude that I come at you nicely like that, you're going to take my kindness for weakness, I got to approach that situation different. Now it's going to be some, a few more verbs and descriptives and some things in there where I'm trying to make sure you understand this is the last time we're going to have this conversation.